I have watched a lot of good tradespeople fail the Red Seal exam, not because they can't do the work. I've stood beside these guys on the job. They can pull a circuit, troubleshoot a panel, read a print better than the engineer who drew it. I call this strong in the field and frozen on paper. Then they sit for the exam and go completely blank. If that's you, this is for you. I'm Will Nemo. I'm a Red Seal construction electrician, 15 years in the field, and I run Red Seal Rescue, a coaching program for Canadian Red Seal candidates who are strong on the tools and stuck on the written exam. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you the real reasons, two main real reasons people fail the Red Seal exam, and neither one of them is a knowledge problem. Then I'm going to give you the exact standard I drill my people to. 90 seconds per questions per lookup. Hit that number and the whole exam changes shape. Let's get started. So the Red Seal exam doesn't test what you know. It tests what you can access fast under pressure. You could know your trade backwards and forwards and still fail, because the Red Seal isn't a conversation about electrical theory. It's a timed performance test. And two things wreck performance on a timed test: walking with your tank already empty, and never training to the actual constraint, which is speed under timed pressure. That's it. That's the whole game. So let's break it down. Problem one, you walk in overloaded. Think about who's actually writing the Red Seal exam in this country. It's not necessarily a 20-year-old with no responsibilities and a quiet apartment. It's someone between their middle 20s, early 30s, possibly up until their early 40s. They have 2 kids, a truck payment, mortgages, and 50 hours a week on the tools. They've been studying at the kitchen table after bedtime, before shift, maybe at lunch, eyes already gone, trying to cram motor controls while their head is still running today's job and thinking about tomorrow's. The nervous system is already at capacity before the exam even starts. And here's the part that people miss. The same wiring that keeps you calm troubleshooting a live panel is the same wiring that is supposed to keep you steady in the exam room. If it's already loaded, overloaded, with money stress, no sleep, a tense household, a parent or child who is in the hospital, there's nothing left in the tank when the clock starts. You don't go blank because you don't know the material. You go blank because your system has been running in the red for months, and the exam is just the place where it finally shows. Think about think about it like a panel. You can have every breaker sized correctly and every connection tight, and the thing will still trip because the total load coming through is more than the service can actually carry. The fix isn't to relearn how breakers work. The fix is to figure out what is drawing power and take something offline. The same thing is true with the exam. Right? Problem 2, and this is the thing that nobody talks about. The Canadian Red Seal exam is open booked and timed. You can get a fixed tight window per question, and this sounds generous right up until you're 40 questions in, second guessing yourself, and you realize the third of the questions you need to find something in the code under the clock. And this is where most candidates blow it. They study the content of the electrical code, and they read section 8. They understand demand factors and can even do the calculations, and they understand them, but they never practice finding them fast, and they never practice finding them under load, under timed pressure. On exam day, they know exactly where the answer lives, and they still burn 4 minutes flipping pages just to get there. Multiply that across 15 to 20 question lookups, and you're out of time before you run out of knowledge. This is why I drill candidates to a hard standard. Every code lookup is under 90 seconds. That's a minute and a half per question. Not because the exam hands you exactly 90 seconds, it doesn't. But because if your lookup speed isn't trained to that number, you have zero margin left for the questions that actually require thinking. 90 seconds per lookup is the number that buys you room everywhere else. If you hit it, the whole exam changes shape. That's the difference between studying to know something and training to retrieve it. The exam only rewards the second one. The exam isn't broken by accident. One more thing before I give you the program. None of this is your fault. The Red Seal exam wasn't designed to measure whether you're a good tradesperson. It was designed to be cheap to administer, easy to standardize, and legally defensible. A timed multiple choice open book test does all three. And what it does not do is look anything like the work. So if you end up with a system that produces apprentices, it then struggles to certify, not only because those people can't do the trade, but because nobody ever taught them that the exam is its own skill, separate from the work. The exam isn't broken by accident, it's built this way. What it means isn't about being smarter, it's about preparing for what the test is actually in front of you, and not the one you wish they gave you. Here's what I actually run candidates through. 2 tracks because there are 2 problems. Track 1, manage your personal load. Name what you are carrying. Write down everything that is weighing you down. Work, money, family, health, sleep. Not to fix it all, just to see it. Most guys are carrying more than they've admitted, and naming it takes some of the charge out of the equation. Protect a clean prep window. You don't need 3 hours a night. You need 45 minutes where your head is actually clear, not the dregs of a 12-hour day. Study in the morning before the job or drop 1 shift a month before the exam. This is not a weakness. This is load management. 3. Get your body to the exam usable. Sleep the week before. Eat before you walk in. Don't write the day after a brutal stretch if you can move the date. The content is only worth what your nervous system can access on the day. Okay, track 2, train for speed. Drill code lookups like a clock. Pick 10 rules a day. Find each one in under 90 seconds. Use the exact code book you'll bring into the exam, tabbed the way you'll tab it. Tab the index, not just the sections. The exam test retrieval speed. An index lookup first beats a section first hunt almost every time under pressure. The exam style questions. Practice exam style questions every day, timed from day 1. Do not memorize the answers. To train the decision, you want the move to be automatic before the clock is real. That's what the whole program is in plain terms. Figure out what is actually going wrong. Is it overload, speed, or a real gap in understanding the material? Train the specific thing. Not more grind, the correct grind. If you failed more than once or twice and you've been telling yourself you're just bad at test, I'll push back on that. You probably don't have a knowledge problem. You have a load problem, a speed problem, or both. And both have fixes. And the first step is an honest diagnosis. 3 things in order. Take my free Red Seal readiness quiz. It's 10 minutes, no pitch, shows you where your real gaps are. Link in the description. If you want a real plan, please book a $99 USD diagnostic call. We map your weak zones to the exam waiting, and we build a 30 to 90 day pass plan. If you want ongoing structure, drills, and accountability, my school community is now currently free to join. Link is down below. If this hits, please hit the like and the subscribe button. I drop trade-specific exam strategy 1 to 3 times a week. And if you're sitting on a failed attempt and you don't know what went wrong, please drop a comment below and with which trade you are in and which exam block has you tripped up. I will read every comment, guys. You're not bad at tests. You've never been trained for this one. Let's fix that. Peace.